It's been 4 years since a report detailed the deaths of 144 psychiatrically ill patients in the Life Esidimeni tragedy. An inquest into the deaths is set to start in the High Court in Pretoria tomorrow. The patients died after being moved from Esidimeni to often poorly resourced NGOs which had little experience in looking after them. Most of the patients died from starvation and neglect. For more on this, Nontsikelelo Mpulo, Section 27 spokesperson, joins me from Johannesburg. A very good evening to you. What can we expect to happen and come out tomorrow?
Good evening to you, Jane, and to the viewers. So tomorrow, Judge Defo is going to begin a hearing, an inquest into the Life Esidimeni matter. In September 2019, the NPA said that they didn't have sufficient evidence to prosecute anyone who was involved in the Life Esidimeni case. And so the inquest is another step forward in gathering the evidence that will hopefully lead to criminal prosecution of those who were responsible for these atrocious acts. But the inquest, we don't know, first of all, how long it will take and which witnesses the prosecution will, the NPA, that is the evidence leader, will bring to the hearings. And we are hoping that as it unfolds, we will get a sense of how many and who the witnesses are.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, and also how many people are likely to be held criminally responsible.
You know, there was a series of events, a chain of decisions that were made that led to this tragedy. And so each of the officials in the Gauteng government needs to be held accountable. There were many that testified at the arbitration hearing that took place between 2017 and 2018. However, no one has been held criminally liable. And so this is what the inquest is going to hopefully uncover, is that it will find evidence that will be used by the NPA, hopefully, to then be able to bring criminal charges.
I mean, I suspect until those charges are brought forward, the victims' families won't be able to have any sort of closure.
Even though the families were able to testify at the arbitration and have their stories heard, we will be bringing some more evidence that was heard at the arbitration to this, because it's quite material to the inquest. And so it will be another measure of justice for the families. But yes, they are very, very keen to get people to be criminally charged, because this is something that should never happen again in this country, and those that were responsible must be held accountable.
And have those families been looked after? I mean, I know that R1 million in constitutional damages has been handed out to some of those family members, but I believe others are still locked in conversation with government.
So Section 27 represented 63 families at the arbitration, and we are now representing 44 families in the inquest. The 63 families that we were representing did receive actually a lot more of the people that were part of the arbitration at the time received their constitutional damages. Since the arbitration, there were additional people who came forward, and that is the group of people that is still in conversation with the government.
Nontsikelelo, very good to talk to you. Thank you. It'll be great to get some sort of closure here on that awful tragedy.